Today, your poll numbers behind President Trump have been pretty substantially behind. And you
not here.
As always, yeah.
Well, I'm here. I don't know the other ones.
I'm just kidding. I'm not pressed.
Okay, all right. It's good. All right, we'll say hi to everybody.
You can change the head coach or the campaign manager. But to this point, largely, it's been a candidate-driven problem, at least in my estimation.
We've been talking a lot about Ron DeSantis lately, and for very good reason, even as his 2024 presidential hopes crumble more and more as the days go on.
But that particular passage wasn't saying that slavery was a benefit. It was saying there was resourcefulness and people acquired skills in spite of slavery, not because of it. So they did a good job. I think it's wrong to demagogue people, and I think that a guy like me, I'm fighting back against false narratives.
I know conservatives in the past have talked about closing the Department of Education. Would you do that?
So we would do education, we would do commerce, we do energy, and we would do IRS.
Education is a multi-billion-dollar market, and Republicans want their hands on that money. They believe that private education is superior to a public one, and private education dramatically undermines teacher unions, which Democrats strongly support. But recently, Ron DeSantis got a campaign boost from an old villain who shares Ron's and the Republican Party's values and beliefs about gatekeeping access to a quality education to those who cannot afford it.
Did you know, when you rolled back the guidance, that the stress of harassment and discrimination can lead to lower attendance and grades as well as depression for transgender students? Did you know that when you rolled back the guidance?
I do know that, but I will say again that OCR is committed to ensuring that all students have access to their education free from discrimination.
Let me ask you this as well. When you rolled back the guidance, did you know that a study recently published by the American Academy of Pediatrics revealed alarming levels of attempted suicide among transgender youth? Did you know that as well when you rolled back that guidance?
I'm aware of that data.
The court did the right thing in really affirming what the Constitution says, that discrimination of any kind is against the constitutional provisions. So many young people who grow up in low-income areas, many of them minority students, don't have the opportunity to make choices.
But she married into an extremely wealthy family in the DeVos one because her husband, Richard DeVos Jr., and herself, their fortunes total to about $2 billion according to reports. And that can be tied back to Richard's father, late father, Richard Sr., because he co-founded Amway, the multi-level marketing company. And they also have a significant influence over the Republican Party when you look at the donations they've made. And what a surprise, Betsy and her husband hate the public education system. Why? Because they are about school vouchers, which are racist in its origin, and charter schools and the privatization of the education system. Why are they doing this? Because they want to fund Christian schools. And these are their words, not mine. They're talking about, in an interview, they decided to focus on reforming public education and funding for private education because the Lord led us there and God led us. Here's where it gets spicy though. Donald Trump, Betsy's former boss, may not be happy after finding out what the DeVos family, who owned the Orlando Magic, did to help out his opponent, Ron DeSantis.
The Players Union calling this donation alarming. How common is it for a sports franchise to donate directly to a super PAC like this?
Yeah, Jim, I've covered the NBA for more than 25 years. I've never seen it. And now, of course, we have seen team owners, players, management, all individually support political candidates. What upsets these players so much is that this donation was not made on behalf of Betsy DeVos or Dick DeVos. It was made on behalf of the team. And you have players and coaches and executives who have come out publicly with very different beliefs and opinions than DeSantis's. And now their names are being used in association with this donation. It's their labor. Money for NBA teams, the Orlando Magic's money that they donated to Ron DeSantis, doesn't come from a magic tree elf. It came from the work of those players on the court. And the fact that their work has been turned into a contribution for someone running for president who has come out with statements that they think directly oppose who they are as people, that is very difficult to stomach.
The funny thing is the Orlando Magic came out with a statement thinking this would make it better. This gift was given to Governor DeSantis before he entered the presidential race. As if that makes anything better, as if Ron DeSantis changed his whole policies and views when he was governor to compare to, oh, now I'm running for president. Give me a break. The Orlando Magic, who have a majority black roster, a black head coach, and a black GM, decided it was a good idea to support a man that claims that slavery had personal benefits for the enslaved. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It speaks to how little some of these owners/governors value the perspectives and beliefs that their black players have in this case about society and how their people are treated. Hey, I know you're for Black Lives Matter, but I'm going to donate to a candidate who is doing everything in their power to oppress you and other marginalized communities. And I'm going to do it on behalf of the entire team. Unbelievable. According to the CNBC article, the billionaire DeVos family is looking to Ron DeSantis, not Donald Trump, for 2024, which is interesting because Trump is Betsy's old boss. And apparently the alliance between DeSantis and the DeVos family dates back to 2018 when he made his first run as governor. So if we widen out the scope and look at this from a bigger perspective with the players and the Orlando Magic, the players got to do something. They have to, whether boycott games, strike, kneel during the anthem to protest these decisions by the DeVos family, something. Or else these situations are going to continue to happen.